Hello everybody and welcome to today's group premium review. And for those that haven't met me before, my name's Heather Murdoch and I'm part of the publisher success team. I look after the Access Now publishers once you've graduated from the Access Now learning program. So we're doing these live sessions every other Monday at 12 o'clock at GMT, and then also at 9 a.m. every Wednesday GMT time as well, so that you can ask questions and get live answers. You can ask any questions that you would like about Ezoic, the wider publishing space, anything that's happening in terms of your data, or also Ezoic tools as well that you're not quite sure about. Do let me know whether you're watching through Facebook or YouTube, any comments that you've got or questions. I can see them as they come in, and I'll answer them in the order that they come in. Also, if you head over to Ezoic Community, if you're watching this on playback, we've got a thread which is live learning with Heather, your publisher success manager. I put the YouTube links directly in here, and I keep an eye on this thread. So if you're watching this on playback, do head over to this thread, ask any questions that you've got, and I'd be delighted to help you from there. Hi Graf, welcome to today's session. So just while we're waiting for our first questions to come in, I just wanted to let you know about the latest Ezoic blog post. If you haven't checked out Ezoic's blog post, definitely recommend taking some time to do that, and also signing up for any new content. I know how busy you folks are and how much you're juggling. So by signing up for this new content, it drops into your inbox and you can just take a look at it when you've got a few minutes. There's a wealth of information in here on how to grow your website with Ezoic, whether that be your traffic, your revenue, looking at things like SEO and the wider publishing space as well. So definitely worth taking some time. Our main focus at the moment is video. The reason for that is twofold. One, in terms of how important it is to Google, and also readers in terms of how much video content the readers are accessing at the moment, but then also in terms of wider, in terms of the success that we're seeing as a company through publishers who are using Flickify and Humix, both Engage and Share. They're earning on average 15% more revenue, 15% more EPMV than publishers who aren't using the Humix and Flickify to their fullest extent. So definitely worth taking a look at that and seeing what difference and impact it makes to your business. So Guava said, Heather, will direct ads impact my revenue? It should do, and we hope that obviously it's a positive impact on your revenue. So the way the direct ads work is that you go out and reach out to other advertising partners and say, hey, I've got this site. Do you want to place an ad on this website page? They tell you how much. You then check your data and your ad placeholders to make sure that you're not putting an ad on your site in a place that's going to earn you less revenue than the Ezoic ads. You then put the direct ads, set it all up through the direct ads app, which goes through the ad manager account that Ezoic has, and we then place those ads on your website page, and we show you the revenue that we think you're going to get based on the data that you've put into the direct ads app, and then show that on your Ezoic reporting underneath the mediation earnings. This way you can see all the revenue that you're earning through your website through ads straight on your Ezoic reporting. So it does depend on the deal that you've had set up and where you're putting it on your site. But yeah, overall, as long as you've done a deal for more than what you're currently getting through advertising, it should have a positive impact on your revenue. So Easy Spaniel Training has said, Heather, in terms of AdSense, should I have auto ads switched on for my site in my Google AdSense account or not? Can't seem to figure out what the best approach should be. No problem at all, Easy Spaniel Training. So this is a really good question for everyone today, because I think it's quite a common one. So thank you for coming on today and asking it. So in terms of AdSense, what we recommend is that auto ads are switched off for your site and that you use the Ezoic equivalent. So we've got vignette ads and floating video ads within your Ezoic ads tab that you can make use of. This way the ads aren't competing against each other, so the Ezoic ads and AdSense ads aren't competing against each other, but also so that Ezoic can see the impact that these ads are having on your readers, and so that the auto ads that AdSense has isn't watering down your overall EPMV. This way you can also see directly in your Ezoic dashboard what you're earning for your site through Ezoic. We would recommend setting up mediation as well alongside this, because mediation then allows Google to update everyone else, including itself, to place ads on your site, and so you can be sure that you're not then missing out by leaving any revenue on the table by working with Ezoic. So Gahil Prakash has said, hello Heather, why is my site EPMV down? Please review my site. My site EPMV is 30 cents. So in terms of what you're seeing there, I would recommend going to community and taking a look at the article that I've put together, which talks about how to improve your EPMV. So this one here, how can I increase my EPMV? That will take you through step by step on how to understand what's happening with your EPMV, so why you're getting the EPMV that you currently are, but also step by step guide on how to increase it. By the sounds of it, if your EPMV is that low, I would suspect a lot of your traffic is coming from places like India or the Philippines. And the reason for that is that those countries tend to have a much lower EPMV than other countries. So one of the things to do as part of this process is to take a look at niche IQ topics and start writing content that's going to appeal to places like US, UK, Canada, Australia. And the reason for that is those countries have a much higher EPMV on average, and that over time, sort of as that percentage of traffic increases compared to from traffic from, say, India, this will help your EPMV increase over time in terms of the percentage. Also, what you want to make sure you're doing is that you've gone through your levels dashboard. So if you go to your scores tab here, I've just got dummy sites set up at the moment, but if you click on the drop down arrows, make sure everything is set up. So if it's 0 out of 100 or just a small figure out of 100, if you click on the box, it will open up and talk you through how to get that set up. Some of the level optimizations also have videos as well, so that you can watch them and get a step-by-step guide on how to do that. Alongside that, what I would recommend doing is, if you're using the Ezoic WordPress plugin for your ad placeholders, take a look at those to make sure everything's set up, including your sidebars. Having a good placeholder set up is the best way, alongside a good optimization setup and working through the article that I mentioned, to get a higher EPMV on your site. No problem, Easy Spaniel Training. You're so welcome. Sirpon Shahani has said, hi, I'm planning to change the website domain. What should I do in my Ezoic account so I don't need to set up placeholders again? Thank you. Okay, so in terms of changing our website domain, you will need to change your placeholders, because what's going to happen is that we'll need to archive your old website domain and then reset up your new domain in Ezoic. So essentially, you'll be starting afresh with this new domain name. So we'll need to go through the full setup again, and also the full placeholder setup again. What I would recommend doing is waiting to do this until January. And the reason for that is that between now and the end of the year is the highest ad rates that we expect to see. And that in January, all the ad rates drop off. It happens every year. We expect it to happen. And the reason for that is advertisers put a lot of their revenue and their spending into the last sort of 2 to 3 months of the year, because that's when they know that their customers are spending because of back to school, back to college, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and sort of January sales. And in January, the ad rates all drop off, and the advertisers are reviewing their campaigns and are waiting for consumers to be ready to be spending again as we sort of move towards spring and Easter. So if you can, I would definitely recommend waiting to do that until January. When you are ready, do reach out to us and we can walk you through that process. So 89th Minute has said, hey, I have 3 sites on Ezoic which have been rejected by Google domain status twice for multiple policy violations. Please, can I get any substantial help that's not the Google support document? Yeah, sure, 89th Minute, no problem. What I would recommend doing is going over to the Ezoic community. We do have a couple of threads that you can add your question to, and then we can take a look at your site. So the one I would recommend taking a look at is underneath Troubleshooting. So this one here, and just put a message in the live learning with Heather thread. You don't need to put your domain names. I can go in there as an employee of Ezoic and see your domains and take a look at them and give you advice from there. It's important to note that obviously Google is a company outside of Ezoic, so all we can do is give advice. I can take a look at your websites, but the help that we give in those support documents is all the information that we have, and we do keep adding to them when we've got new information. But I can certainly take a look at your site and see if there's any additional advice I can give. So please do head over to that thread and I'll look out for your query. Okay, so thank you everybody so much for your questions so far. So the time we've got left is about 15 minutes. I'll close the call down at past today. We just have 30 minutes together on the Monday sessions. So if you do have any questions, pop them into the comments box there. I can see the comments that come up both on Facebook and also YouTube, and I'll look out for them and answer them just as soon as I can. If you're watching this on playback on YouTube or Facebook, do head over to our Ezoic community, and that's community.ezoic.com. And we've got a thread in Troubleshooting, which is live learning with Heather, your Publisher Success Manager. If you put any questions that you've got in there following the you watching back on this, I keep an eye on that thread and we'll answer them just as soon as I can. So please do let me know any questions that you've got there. Okay, just while we're waiting for our next lot of questions to come in, one thing that I would recommend doing is if you're somebody who does join us through YouTube, is do head over to the subscribe buttons for on YouTube, and also take a look at our listings of the live events that are coming up. You can click on notify me to get notified when we're going to be going live, and then also just make a note of the different sessions that are coming up. The live sessions are a great way for me to be able to meet you. It's something that I really enjoy doing, and it helps us to be able to bring instant answers for you where we can, or be able to direct you where we need to look into your site deeper, so that we can understand more what's going on before we give you the answer that you're looking for. So it's definitely worth taking a look at those. It enables you to get the answers that you need on the whole, and then sort of move on with the next step of growing your business. Also look out for our Q&A sessions. We did one last week on direct ads, which was really successful, where we got Paul Round, who's a specialist in that area, to join us on a call, and then publishers could ask Paul anything that they would like about direct ads. So it enables you to speak directly to a specialist, get the answers that you need. We've got another session coming up on the 15th of December, and that is about the January ad rate drop. As I mentioned earlier in the call, we expect this to happen every year. It's to do with advertisers pulling back on their ad spend, and then for that it's when consumers are also not spending as much money because they've spent up over Christmas. So we do expect in January to see that ad rate drop. If you go over to the ad revenue index, you can see that it happens every year, and on the 15th of December we'll talk through that in more detail. We'll also talk you through how you can protect your site and your revenue as much as possible, and how you can use that time to set your business up for the rest of the year. We've just got sort of just over a month left now of 2022, and in 2023, January is a really great time to look at things like tag tester, making sure you've got as many videos made as you can in terms of your Flickify quota, but also putting video at the front of your content plan. If you haven't already seen our article about the way video can really make a difference to sites, I would recommend taking a look at our Ezoic blog. This one here about the quadruple dip formula. That can really make a difference to your site in terms of how your revenue is growing, but also in terms of the way readers come to your site, and also the way Google ranks your site as well. Google expects to see a multimedia aspect to sites these days, and so by having video on it, and by using Flickify, which literally can only take a couple of minutes to get that video made, it really helps you to be able to make the most of Ezoic's technology to save as much time as possible, because time is really precious, isn't it, as a publisher, and in that way you're getting the most return on your investment of that time. So Nahome has said, "Hello Heather, nice to have these live sessions. You're so welcome, Nahome. My site has started to show ads, but it is too low. Maybe it is because most of the site traffic is not going through Ezoic. Can we fix that?" Yeah, no problem, Nahome. So in terms of your traffic, what I would recommend doing is going to your settings tab. So let me just get that up on here for you, so that you can see that. So bear with me. So this is the settings tab here. You want to make sure that your traffic's on 100% going through Ezoic for desktop, tablet and mobile. And that way we can show ads on 100% of your traffic. You also want to make sure that you haven't restricted ads to be shown on pages either by the excluded pages app or the disabled ads by page app. because those can also prevent us from showing ads on your site. I know from your site, I looked at it this morning, Nahome, it's literally just been a few days in terms of the ads going live. So that also takes some time for our technology to be able to understand how your readers are reacting to your site, and then to get the strongest EPMV from there. It can take up to 12 weeks. Obviously, for your site, what's going to happen is over the next 4 weeks, it's going to start ramping up, and then in January, it is going to start dipping down again because of the ad rates. So it is dependent on ad rates as well. But don't worry, because any work that you put into your site now in terms of creating content, setting up videos, looking at tag test, will all go into getting the best possible EPMV you can for the time that we're in with ad rates. And of course, you're setting yourself up for success for next year with each thing you're doing. So Easy Spaniel Training has said, one question, my main site is integrated with the plugin. Is there any advantage or benefit of integration via DNS name servers? Yep, Easy Spaniel Training. So what we would recommend is being integrated by the Zoic plugin, but also being integrated via name servers as well. When you're integrated through the plugin, or when you've got the plugin on your site, that helps you to set up your Ezoic placeholders, but also it helps you to do settings and optimizations with Leap, which can help your Core Web Vitals scores. With name server integration, it helps to deliver ads faster to your readers, which can impact your revenue in a positive way, but also it can really benefit your Core Web Vitals and also the general speed of your site as well. So we would always recommend to go through either name server or cloud integration, whichever you're most comfortable with, and then also have the Zoic plugin integrated as well. Easy Spaniel Training, what I would recommend doing is if you are looking to integrate via name servers, do read through our documentation, which helps you to get that set up. And if you are having any problems with getting that done, do reach out to our tech team through the live chat. They have teams on 2 time zones, US and UK, to be able to help and support you with any questions that you've got. I have set all of. I have set. Sorry. Nahome has said I have set all to 100%. So that's all of your traffic is at 100%. But when I open Big Data Analytics, it says 80% of your traffic is on other platforms. So what will be happening there, Nahome, if your settings in your traffic is set to 100%, but your Big Data Analytics is saying that 80% of your traffic is on other platforms, that's down to the data that's collected for that time period. So with your site just being up for, I think it's 3 or 4 days, if you have say 30 days selected as the time period on Big Data Analytics, what's happening is the system is counting your traffic that was on when you were integrated, that was running through Ezoic, and when it was not running through Ezoic at the same time as well. So we start to count your traffic from the moment you're integrated, and then when you switch your traffic settings on, and when you put ad placeholders on your site and are approved by Google Ad Manager, we can then start counting the traffic that's running through Ezoic and that's got ads on it. So I hope that makes sense. It was a bit difficult for me to explain that, so that might have been confusing for yourself as well. So if you do have any follow-up questions, Nahome, please do let me know. I know we've got an email open, so I can happily answer that in the email thread that we've got open as well, and I can show you a screen grab for that, which will help you to understand that as well. Easy Spaniel Training, you're so welcome. I hope that helps. Okay, so we've just got 5 minutes left today. If you do have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, I can see the comments that come through onto the thread here, and I'll answer them just as soon as I can. If you're watching this back on playback and you think, oh, I've really got a question that I wish I had an opportunity to ask, do head over to community. So that's community.ezoic.com. Head over to the troubleshooting thread and look out for the thread that says live learning with Heather, your publisher success manager. I look out for that thread, and any questions that get dropped into there, I'll be sure to answer them as soon as I can. It's important to note that I work on UK time, Monday to Friday. So if you're watching this on US time, bear with me. I'll answer it as soon as I can on my next working day. Okay, I'll stay around for a minute or two longer, just in case we've got any last minute questions to come in. If not, I'll close the live session for today. Do remember we've got another live session on Wednesday at 9 a.m. GMT. So again, you can ask any questions that you would like about Ezoic, your site, and then also the wider publishing space, or Ezoic tools as well. These live sessions give me the opportunity to meet you all, which is lovely. And also it gives you the opportunity to be able to ask the questions and get a live answer. Where I'm not able to answer that question live, I can then direct you to get the help that you need. Okay, thank you everybody so much for today, for joining me. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Take care everyone. Bye for now.